Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Dublin and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Dublin's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the corrections and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. Take note of where Rich's left hand is on the leash, close to the dog's head so that he doesn't have a whole lot of slack. And when you go to give a correction, it is a little tug and release on the training collar. Now he is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Dublin heel. At this point, Dublin has a job to do, and that is to walk nicely next to your left leg. Not dragging you down the street, not forging ahead, but walking with you. If you need to give a correction, it's a little tug and release. If you just noticed, Rich just gave him one. Little tug and release on the training collar. When you stop, he has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. When Rich turns, Dublin should turn. If Rich slows down, he should do the same. So you should be walking with him at your pace, not Dublin's pace. And when you stop, he sits. This is your sit-stay. Stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. Your homework will be to lengthen out the amount of time that he can hold it and the amount of distance that you can go. Rich returns back to his shoulders, so they're right back where they started. He's a very enthusiastic young man for sure. But he does have a lot more manners. Rich keeps his head up, if you notice. He doesn't allow him to drop his head. And this is a good way to wear him out because it exercises his brain and teaches him to focus on you. As your sit-stay again, you want to practice this starting out at about 30 to 45 seconds. Work slowly up over the next couple of months to 3 minutes. This time, instead of returning to him, Rich is demonstrating the come on command. And that involves coming and sitting, not coming and bowling you over. Rich did a left turn there. Dublin stayed right with him. Right turn. And this keeps it interesting for the dog, because if you walk long distances in a straight line, they get bored. And then they start putting their nose on the ground. Stay. And looking for things to pick up. Now he's correcting him for that itching, because that itching is something that he does because it distracts you. Not because he really has an itch. Rich calls him in again. He comes right in and pops into a sit. Rich stops, he sits. This is your down on command. So you have him seated first, left open palm straight down toward the ground, and the one-word command to down and stay. You're going to lengthen this slowly out to a 5-minute long down stay. And practice indoors. Don't let the weather be a deterrent as to whether or not you're training your dog. Downstays are great, practiced indoors. Nice sit, down, stay.
No. Just looking at those pine needles.
No. We don't allow them to drop their heads when they're in a down stay unless they're just putting their head down. But if they're looking for something to distract themselves with, we don't allow that. Right into a nice sit. Dublin has come a long way. Combination of a lot of exercise and a lot of training. He's done a great job of allowing us to take a sneak peek into a training session. That is your down from a distance. So we have demonstrated for you all of his new skills. I will talk to you about how to put them into practice at home in your everyday living situations. We've enjoyed having Dublin. He's a very, very sweet boy. He's just overly excited to the point that sometimes you can barely pet him or it sends him through the roof, as I'm sure you already know. So we have enjoyed having him. We want to thank you for choosing Nora's, and we will see you tomorrow.